None of the Red Cross volunteers knew what they were going to find on this disaster assignment. What they quickly realized was how deeply so many citizens were emotionally and spiritually wounded by this tragedy. Here are some of their personal experiences.
We were giving the big teddy bears. Cases of them were donated. Mental Health was giving the little Beanie Baby teddy bears. And ours were the great big ones. And everybody had a big teddy bear. And I thought, this is so silly. I mean, who wants a big teddy bear? And as I was walking down one of the aisles, going past all these cubicles, I saw this very well-dressed, distinguished-looking man waiting in one of the mental health cubicles, holding this teddy bear and rocking back and forth. I had to go find somewhere and just weep. I thought, this is why we're giving the teddy bears. They need something to cling to at this point.
Mom was crying and the little girl was pretty stoic, just the way that she was. And as we began to talk, she started talking about her daddy. Started talking about the way their daddy smelled, the way he talked, the way that he prayed for her at night, the way that they kicked the ball around. They talked about all the things that daddies do for their little girls. And one of the things that they had done just prior to coming in was that they had made little friendship bracelets or necklaces, whatever they wanted to do, with the colors red, white, and blue, and then also with the strand of black going through as a memorial for their loved one. And after we had prayed together, the little girl and her mom began to leave. And all of a sudden the girl grabbed her mom and pulled her down and whispered something to her, and then she came running back and she gave me this little bracelet that she had made for her dad, and she said for me to have this to remember her dad. And that was pretty powerful.
The morning of September 11th, this gentleman was in his office, which overlooked the World Trade Center. He was in his friend's office, borrowed his friend's telephone to call his wife, who worked in one of the towers. And as he was trying to contact her, the tower collapsed. And so he went back to his office, and there was a message from her on his answering machine. While he was telling this story, every once in a while he would get up and leave the room. Well, one of the times he came back in, he was carrying a baby bottle that had been warmed up in the microwave. And then he began to tell us about his 9-month-old daughter and the change in his life now that he was the sole caretaker of her. And then he held up this bottle of mother's milk that his wife had for emergencies. And then he kind of laughed. He said, for emergencies, she had prepared some of this and they had kept it frozen. And he said, never did I think that this was the emergency we were preparing for.
When we return, Idaho's Red Cross volunteers struggle through some of the darkest emotional experiences of their lives, yet still find a way to continue their work. That's coming up.